Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber.
And I'm Tim Seaman. Election Day brought the passage of two marijuana measures in South Dakota, one for medical marijuana, the other for recreational.
And KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez explaining the economic impact a business owner says it will have. It's our top story right now at 6.
As of Wednesday morning, more than 50% of South Dakotans voted in favor of legalizing recreational and medical marijuana. The decision shocking some voters in North Sioux City.
I was kind of surprised, actually, but I thought the medical marijuana would for sure. And I was a little surprised in the recreational, but I think it's the trend that's happening in the United States. It's happening across the nation, and I think South Dakota should go ahead and cash in on it while we can.
Cashing in on the economic benefit of legalizing marijuana is what gives hope to one North Sioux City business owner.
As a business owner, I mean, it gives us a chance to recover some of the lost profits and things that we've had.
Kimberly Lucan owns Beano and Sherry's Casino. She says she's seen the boost in revenue other states have had by legalizing marijuana. And now Lucan adds not only can it have a significant impact on North Sioux City, but possibly all of Siouxland.
You could have businesses popping up all over. You could have, like I said, housing expansions, people wanting to come over here for the opportunity because it's legalized. Just traffic in general increased through the town. That means more people stopping at restaurants, more people stopping at bars.
But not everyone believes there's a benefit to passing both marijuana measures.
I think both of those things can create problems for people in society, and we don't really need any more problems right now. I don't see where using marijuana for recreational purposes is going to help our society.
The South Dakota legislature will have until April of 2022 to set up a program to regulate and tax marijuana. Part of the tax revenue will go to public schools and the state's general fund. In North Sioux City, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
After decades of rejecting casino gambling, Nebraska voters approved measures Tuesday to allow gaming at state-licensed horse racing tracks. On the list, the South Sioux City Atticad racetrack, run by Ho-Chunk Inc. KCAU 9 News reaching out to the president and chief executive Lance Morgan today. He tells us that it's been a long time in coming to get this passed. He adds the measure will allow money to stay inside Nebraska, create jobs, and provide new state tax revenue.
I think our plan is to basically create a competitive casino that will fit within the market. And in it, we'll have slot machines, of course, and table games. And, we're a horse track, so we'll have racing and we'll have simulcasting. And it's not clear whether or not we can do sports betting or those kind of things yet, or if we'll need some other action to do that.
Now, the change in the state's constitution will allow slot machines and table gaming. Coming up tonight at 10, South Sioux City's mayor explains how this all could impact the city of South Sioux City and its economy.
Nebraska officials report a record number of people voting in this year's election, with Senate incumbent Ben Sasse receiving the most votes in Nebraska's history. Compared to 2016, nearly 70,000 more Nebraskans cast their ballots, with roughly 74% of registered voters. And Iowans also shattering voting records in this election, giving the state its largest turnout in general election history. That is, with 76% of registered voters casting a ballot. According to Secretary of State Paul Pate, the all-time turnout record was shattered, with more than 1,697,000 Iowans voting in the state's previous record of more than 1.5 million set back in 2012. Another record broken in the number of absentee votes cast statewide. The SOS's office says as of this morning, 1,001,840 absentee ballots had been received by county auditors. As long as mail-in votes were postmarked by midnight November 2nd and are received by noon November 9th, they can still be counted. So election results will then be certified on November 20th after canvassing, of course, is complete.
It's all different state to state, too. Lots of maneuvering on Election Day.
Yes, and what a gorgeous day we've had in Siouxland on Election Day and today.
Indeed. It's been a good run so far this late fall, early winter, if you want to call it that, Scott.
Yeah, some record-breaking turnout for the election and near record high temperatures in Siouxland this afternoon, getting well into the 70s and even 80s for a couple spots in Spencer and Norfolk, touching the 80-degree mark there. 83 in O'Neill, 73 the afternoon high temperature in Sioux City today. Reviewing the almanac, it shows that our high was 73 degrees, just 3 degrees short of the record high temperature of 76 set back in 1975. We'll have some more 70s as we close out the work week later on this week, and we'll have more information on that and a big cool down coming our way. That's all in the 9 on 9 forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott.
Well, as the nation starts to take a look and digest all that took place on Election Day, Iowa's U.S. Senate race continues to get plenty of attention.
It does. Democrats narrowly missing reclaiming that seat held by the party for 3 decades. That is, of course, before Republican incumbent now Joni Ernst was victorious in 2016 and again last night. After pollsters had Ernst trailing Democrat Teresa Greenfield throughout the campaign, the Republican ended up winning a second term in D.C. by more than 6 points. With the campaign now officially over, both candidates agreed the healing needs to begin.
I want Washington to come together like we do in our hometowns. And I hope tonight we do come together and we heal our divisions and we solve our big problems and we move forward as a country.
The election is over and it's time to start the healing. We need to turn down the rhetoric and start listening once again. Yeah, thanks.
The campaign tallied more than $200 million in spending. Greenfield out fundraising Ernst 4-1.
In Siouxland, Republicans made a clean sweep at the polls, including Woodbury County's Board of Supervisors, with Keith Raddick and Rocky DeWitt maintaining their seats, and Jeremy Taylor beating out Marty Pottabaum, the Democrat that had been serving. All 5 county board seats now currently are held by Republicans, and they tell us that they hope to accomplish even lower tax levies for county residents.
In terms of being able to accomplish so much for our community. Time and time again, when our conservative principles have been on the election docket, county voters have spoken. And so we plan to roll up our sleeves and go to work.
Now, the newly elected supervisors will begin serving on the board during the first meeting of the new year.
There were several close races last night, with ballots still being counted this evening. While some of us are still on the edge of our seats, Siouxlanders say they're not surprised that the election would go beyond Tuesday. With a majority of folks voting early or submitting absentee ballots, it will take some time before an official winner is declared for many races. To hear Siouxlanders' reactions to the election, you can click on this digital exclusive story on our website right now. That's SiouxlandProud.com, or check out the free KCAU 9 News app.
Well, away from the elections, Sioux Gateway Airport is moving closer to locking in a new long-term agreement with a carrier that would provide service to Chicago and Dallas. We've learned that airport board members are currently reviewing service proposals from 3 carriers, including American. That's the airline currently providing service to Chicago's O'Hare International. Airport board member Dave Bernstein says that Sioux City could soon see as many as 3 flights a day leaving Sioux Gateway.
We were pleased that we had 3 bids. That's really great, and we felt that they're very competitive bids, and it gave us a lot to think about, but we also think there's some really good opportunities here, and especially given the COVID situation, to be able to have the EAS subsidy and be guaranteed, once this goes into effect, probably at the end of the year, give or take, to be guaranteed 3 flights a day out of here every day is pretty good.
Bernstein added that the board hopes to make a recommendation to City Council coming up next week. Now, the 3 airlines making a bid for service out of Sioux City include American, with service to Dallas and Chicago, SkyWest, with service to Chicago O'Hare, along with Denver. That's service that's already being offered. And Boutique Air. Now, that's a commuter air based out of San Francisco that proposes service to O'Hare as well as Minneapolis.
Well, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa are all continuing to see rising positivity rates along with hospitalizations from COVID-19. And here in Siouxland, the numbers also trending higher this evening. Woodbury County health officials reporting 1 additional fatality today, as well as 95 new cases over the past 24 hours. The county now reporting more than 7,900 total cases. There were also 51 patients currently in hospital due to COVID-19. Meanwhile, Monona County has 280 total cases and 2 listed fatalities.
In Nebraska, Dakota County now with 18 new positive tests today. The county exceeding 2,700 total cases during the pandemic. And in South Dakota, Clay County reports 183 active cases. Union County listing 177. Well, trends, of course, we know come and go and they change, and the pandemic may end up causing many, in fact, maybe the most new trends ever this year.
I have a feeling you're right. Why some couples now say that having a tiny wedding doesn't mean it's not the biggest moment in their life. That's coming up.
Some more nice weather is coming our way. Sunny and pleasant out there as high temperatures look to stick in the 70s. The possibility of seeing a couple of records here over the next few days. We'll chill things off this weekend, though. Your 9 on 9 forecast right after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6. KCAU 9 is honoring those who serve with a special presentation. Veterans Voices. Hear tales of days past and see the impact veterans are having in our communities. Watch Veterans Voices tonight on KCAU 9.
Indeed, an outdoors kind of day. Did you get a run in this morning or anything?
I didn't. I'm not a great runner. I did step out on my patio for a little bit.
That's good.
But
You
that
get the
was
sunshine, that's for sure. Scott, you've got like a record-breaking week lined up here, perhaps.
Yeah, you know, we had that snow happen last week, and now we're being rewarded with some really nice conditions out there, which have stretched basically through the entirety of this week, including Election Day yesterday. And today we did see sunny skies and temperatures well up there into the 70s and even 80s for a few. Here's the view outside now on the Ho-Chunk Center camera in downtown Sioux City, where we have mostly clear skies overhead at this time, expecting to have a peaceful night coming our way. Here's what's going on in Sioux City now. Our temperature is at 61 degrees. We have an east wind of 5 miles per hour with relative humidity at 52% and the dew point currently logged at 43. Temperatures, those are in the 50s and 60s across the upper Midwest here, so feeling that warmth across most of the nation at this time. High pressure is continuing to circulate pretty much over the heart of the country, and that is bringing the warmth with it. You can see a temperature of 60 degrees now in Mason City. And
It was an incredible night. Tim Seaman and Sophie Erber kept you up to date with broadcast and digital team coverage from across Siouxland and the country. Stay with KCAU 9 News, your local election headquarters. This is KCAU 9 News.
All right, according to one recent study, we don't know that we agree with this or not, but the average cost of a wedding today is almost $34,000. But especially in these days of a pandemic, many couples are saying not so fast, we'll go just a bit smaller.
That's right, and Marvin Bartlett found a place where the ceremonies are always beautiful, and it has nothing to do with the size of the budget.
For Leah Peterson and Austin Honeycutt, the path to matrimony was steep and rocky.
Gorgeous.
And beautiful. It's taken them 9 years to cross this bridge.
The first time I saw her, I was completely caught off guard, and I was immediately in love. And just remember thinking, that's who I'm going to marry. I'm going to make it happen no matter what.
He made it happen with the help of a business called My Tiny Wedding.
It's like Easter every time we pull in the parking lot. We have no idea what sort of eggs are going to show up. You know?
Rachel Crow and Janet Carroll organize weddings in the Gorge mostly through email and seldom meet the couples until just before the ceremony begins.
And when they come out and they have wings, we're like, we're doing a fairy wedding today. Or they have lightsabers. We're doing a Star Wars theme today. I mean, it's your day. You make it however you want to make it.
Couples choose how many guests they'll have, if any, and if they want music, flowers, or a reception.
You'd be hard-pressed to spend like over $7,500 for with us. And I mean, you can go as low as $595.
it was a great day.
A year ago, Warren Cobb surprised Renee Collins by telling her they were going to do a photo shoot in the Gorge. The shoot became a proposal, an engagement, and a wedding, all in a matter of minutes.
Seriously? Yeah. We had a friend of ours just recently tell us how much work it was to get married last weekend. And I absolutely thanked him after I had that conversation with her, because I said, I didn't have to do any of that. And it was just an absolute perfect way to start our life together as husband and wife.
Congratulations. At tiny weddings, even if you don't plan for onlookers, you may get a few. And it may be simple, but no high-paid decorator could do any better than this.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Austin, you may kiss your bride.
Yay! Beautiful. Well, do you know someone with a unique talent or perhaps a hobby or a skill that others might also enjoy hearing about? If so, we want to hear about it as well, because later this month we're sharing their stories. I hope you'll share those Siouxland stories with us. It's easy. Shoot us an email at news@kcautv.com. Briefly explain what it is that this person does that's so interesting so we can share their stories with the rest of Siouxland.
Certainly look forward to sharing those stories. We'll share some sports next. Siouxland volleyball squads squaring off at the girls' state tournament today.
Jake Jones has the teams vying for a championship coming up in sports.
Well, a couple of things to mention before we wrap up here. One of them involving some kids who learn at home or in the classroom these days, of course. And one Colorado school has figured out a great way to make sure that students are getting a good experience regardless of how it's working out.
That's right, a robotic swivel camera helping third graders at Heritage Heights Academy learn the same lessons at the same time. These cameras track the teachers as they move around the room, and they can actually pick up the voices of other students in the class, so kind of feels like everyone's in the same room. The kids say that they can see their friends, and that makes them do their work better. That is smart. You know, it's as close to the real thing, I guess, as you can get in
You
this
think
age.
about Zoom.
Yeah.
There's another good example. All the new technology that, I guess if you're looking for an upside to the pandemic, that's it.
Right, innovation.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Have to get creative out there.
And tonight we won't have to get too creative. It's going to be a beautiful night, although temperatures dropping off already.
Yeah, becoming a little cool out there later on tonight, Sophie. Temperatures should be falling to about 40 degrees later on. A mostly clear sky is anticipated. And for tomorrow, we'll have some more bright sunshine in the mix with a high temperature in the mid-70s, warm and sunny weather to greet us on our Thursday. Here's the upcoming 9 on 9 forecast. Now it shows that temperatures will increase even higher as we get into Friday and Saturday, showing things off next week.
All right, Scott, thanks much. And thanks for joining us at 6 tonight.
And we'll see you back here at 10. Good night.
And hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. In November, Americans take a moment to pause and reflect on the many sacrifices our nation's veterans have made.
That's why we're sharing with you some of our favorite stories featuring service members from Siouxland.
So stay with us as we share these veterans' voices.
A Siouxland couple that spent 43 combined years in the military continues to serve those that serve their country.
That's right. And KCAU 9 News reporter Marina Bach introduces us to Lynn and Bob Armentrout.
Moved on to my first sergeant and then into my chief enlisted role.
Lynn Armentrout began her career in the United States Air Force right out of high school.
I was so young and naive when I went in, so yeah, the Air Force just basically gave us parameters, and you learn to grow and be a good leader, get along with people.
Her career spanned 27 years, reaching many milestones.
Some major accomplishments are the Meritorious Service Medals, our Expeditionary Global War on Terrorism medals, our National Defense medals.
She says the military shaped her into the person she is today. It also brought her together with her husband.
Air Staff and then the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So I get different badges there.
Bob Armentrout spent 16 years in the United States Air Force. He was 17 when he joined.
The military was an avenue to, give me some more experience and follow some family traditions and things of that nature. But more importantly, just to kind of broaden my horizon, so to speak.
The pair worked alongside one another while serving in Afghanistan.